The first thing you've got to understand is that everything starts in your mind. Your thoughts shape your reality, and if you're constantly doubting yourself, the world will reflect that doubt at you. It's like planting seeds in a garden. You can plant weeds or you can plant flowers, but either way, your mind grows what you feed it. If you don't believe in yourself mentally, you're already losing the battle. You've got to see yourself as capable before anyone else does. Confidence is invisible until you start acting on it. Your mind is the blueprint of your life, and until you change your thoughts, nothing else will change. Every morning, take a moment to remind yourself of your potential. Tell yourself you're capable, even if it feels awkward. That small shift in thought begins to rewire your brain for possibility. People underestimate the power of mental rehearsal, but your brain doesn't know the difference between imagining success and experiencing it. Think about every success you've seen in the world. Every leader, every innovator, every athlete, they started by believing first. They saw it in their minds before it became reality. You have that same power. You just have to tap into it. The challenge is that your mind will also try to trick you. It will replay old failures, insecurities, and fears like a broken record. You have to fight back with intentional focus. You have to consciously redirect your thoughts toward what you want, not what you fear. Believing in yourself starts with the discipline of thought. You cannot let every negative comment, every past mistake, or every fear dictate your actions. You must rise above it and say, I am capable, I am enough, I will succeed. Once you harness the power of your mind, the rest begins to fall into place. Opportunities, relationships, and actions will start aligning with the belief you hold inside. It's the most powerful tool you own, and the moment you realize it, your life can change forever. Listen, the world is not going to hand you success on a silver platter. There will always be people telling you what you can't do. There will always be skeptics, critics, and those who don't believe in your vision. But the key is to stop waiting for permission from anyone. You don't need anyone to sign off on your dreams. You don't need a title, a degree, or approval. You need belief in yourself and the courage to act. The moment you stop waiting for validation, you free yourself from limitations. Think about the people who changed the world. Did they wait for permission? No. They stepped out, often blindly, trusting themselves in a world full of doubt. Their courage to act before everyone else caught up is what set them apart. Waiting for the right moment is just another way of letting fear control you. There will never be a perfect time. Conditions will never be ideal. The only thing that can move your life forward is your own decision to start now, even if it's messy and uncertain. Your belief in yourself becomes your permission slip. When you trust your instincts and take action, the universe begins to respond. Doors open, opportunities appear, and people start noticing your energy and determination. Don't let hesitation rob you of your potential. Each day you wait, doubt grows, fear grows, and momentum is lost. Action breeds confidence, and confidence creates the momentum you need to keep going. Take the first step today. Even if it's small, even if it's scary, even if nobody else is cheering, that step tells your mind, your spirit, and the world that you believe in yourself, and that's the most powerful force you can unleash. You've got to stop trying to fit into someone else's mold. There is only one of you in this entire world. Your voice, your perspective, your energy, it's all unique, and the world needs it. Trying to imitate someone else only keeps you small. Comparison is the thief of joy. Stop looking at others and thinking they have it easier or that they're better equipped than you. Your journey is yours, and it has its own rhythm, timing, and lessons. Your uniqueness is your superpower. There are things only you can do, insights only you can bring, and experiences only you can share. Once you start embracing that, your confidence skyrockets. The world can't ask you to be anyone else, and you shouldn't either. When you embrace your uniqueness, you begin to see the value in your own voice. You start recognizing opportunities that align with who you are, not who someone else wants you to be. That's when doors start opening for real. The more you try to fit in, the more you diminish your potential. People are drawn to authenticity. They sense when someone is real and confident in themselves. Your authenticity becomes magnetic when you stop hiding behind imitation. It's not always easy. The world will sometimes push back, telling you that your ideas are weird or unpractical. But that's exactly the point. Your uniqueness is disruptive because it's necessary. Start claiming your individuality. Stand tall in who you are. Speak your truth. Walk your path. The moment you fully embrace yourself, you'll discover a level of belief and energy that propels you forward in ways you never imagined. Fear is one of the most powerful enemies you'll ever face because it pretends to be protection. It whispers lies into your ear, saying, "You can't do this, you're not ready," or "It's too risky." The truth is, fear is not your friend. It's a liar trying to keep you small. Every time it shows up, it's actually pointing to the exact place you need to grow. Think about the moments when fear hits hardest. That tight chest, the sweaty palms, the racing thoughts. It's your body reacting to something unfamiliar. That discomfort is a signal, not a stop sign. It's proof you're on the edge of something important, something that could change your life if you step forward. Fear will magnify failure and minimize possibilities. It will show you all the ways you can fall short, but it won't show you the ways you can rise. That's why so many people freeze, paralyzed by what could go wrong, instead of focusing on what could go right. But success doesn't wait for comfort zones. Courage is not the absence of fear, it's moving forward despite it. Every person who has achieved greatness has felt fear. They just didn't let it control them. They acted while their heart was pounding, while their mind screamed to retreat, because they knew growth lives on the other side of discomfort. Fear also disguises itself as logic. It tells you to wait, to plan more, to play it safe. But overcaution is a trap. The world rewards action, not hesitation. The more you wait for fear to disappear, the more you delay your potential. Action is the antidote to fear, the proof that you believe in yourself. Every time you face fear and push through it, you build muscle in your courage. You train your mind to trust that even if the outcome isn't perfect, you can handle it. Fear loses power when it's confronted consistently. The voice of doubt becomes quieter, and the voice of confidence grows louder. The moment you realize that fear is a liar, you stop giving it authority over your life. You start taking risks that scare you, saying things you're afraid to say, and going after opportunities that intimidate you. Fear will always exist, but your belief in yourself can always be stronger. Overthinking is one of the silent killers of potential. It disguises itself as caution, as strategy, or as wisdom, but at its core, it's fear wrapped up in your thoughts. The more you sit and debate, the more you build imaginary walls that keep you from moving forward. You can think your way into paralysis if you're not careful. Your mind will take a small problem and blow it up into a mountain. You'll replay scenarios endlessly, imagine every way it could go wrong, and convince yourself that hesitation is the smartest move. But overthinking doesn't protect you. It only delays action, and every day you wait is a day lost. Sometimes you have to act before you feel ready. Waiting for the perfect conditions, the perfect timing, or the perfect plan is a trap. Life doesn't hand out perfect moments. It rewards those who move, adjust, and learn along the way. Momentum comes from action, not endless analysis. Overthinking steals your energy. Every second you spend trapped in what ifs is time you're not using to create, to grow, or to take steps toward your goals. Your mind becomes exhausted, your confidence dwindles, and the courage that could have propelled you forward starts to fade. The solution is simple but hard. Start moving. Pick one step, any step, and take it. It doesn't have to be perfect. It just has to exist. Action creates clarity. Action produces learning. Action builds belief. And once you start moving, the fog of overthinking begins to lift, replaced by confidence and purpose. Remember, overthinking is your mind trying to protect you from risk, but risk is the currency of growth. The more you act, the more you prove to yourself that you're capable, and the less your mind will try to trap you in doubt. Each small step forward weakens the grip of indecision. When you stop overthinking, You open space for faith in yourself to grow. You learn to trust your instincts, to rely on your ability to handle whatever comes, and to step boldly even when the outcome is uncertain. Confidence comes not from thinking more, but from doing more. Believing in yourself means taking full responsibility for your life. Stop blaming circumstances, stop blaming the people around you, and stop blaming your past. The moment you point fingers, you give away your power. Responsibility is the first step to true freedom because it puts the control back in your hands. Your life is a reflection of the choices you've made, and no one else is steering your ship. Excuses are easy, comfortable, and tempting, but they chain you to the very place you say you want to escape. Ownership of your actions, thoughts, and decisions is what separates those who dream from those who achieve. It's not always easy to admit when you've made a mistake. Pride, ego, and fear of judgment often stop people from facing the truth. But every time you avoid responsibility, you delay your growth. Real strength comes from looking yourself in the mirror and saying, "This is on me and I can fix it." Taking responsibility also means being honest about where you are in life. No sugarcoating, no blaming, no pretending. When you see your situation clearly, you can make real decisions to improve it. Awareness is a powerful tool, and responsibility sharpens it like nothing else. The more you own your life, the more you start to see opportunities instead of obstacles. When you stop blaming others, you realize the only limits are the ones you place on yourself. Your mindset shifts from helplessness to empowerment, and suddenly, problems become challenges to overcome instead of walls to stop you. Responsibility teaches resilience. When life knocks you down, it's your choices that determine whether you stay down or get back up. You can either accept your setbacks as lessons and move forward, or you can blame the world and stay stuck in regret. Those who rise repeatedly are the ones who never stop owning their actions. The act of taking responsibility transforms your belief in yourself. Every choice you make, every problem you tackle, every challenge you face becomes evidence of your own strength. You start to see that nothing and no one has power over your future except you. Success begins first in your mind. If you can't see it clearly in your imagination, it will be almost impossible to achieve in reality. Visualization is not just daydreaming, it's training your mind to accept the possibility of success. When you see it, you start believing it, and belief fuels action. Imagine yourself achieving your goals. Picture the moment you've reached the finish line, feel the energy of accomplishment, and embrace the emotions that come with it. The more detailed your vision, the more real it becomes in your mind, and the more your brain begins to work toward making it happen. Visualization also primes your mind to recognize opportunities. When you consistently picture your success, your brain starts noticing pathways and solutions that would have otherwise gone unseen. It creates focus, clarity, and a sense of purpose that drives consistent action. Many people fail because they underestimate the power of their imagination. They focus on what's wrong or what's missing instead of seeing the result they desire. But your mind is a magnet. It attracts what you feed it. Feed it doubt, fear, and negativity, and that's exactly what you'll get. Feed it belief, confidence, and a clear vision, and the world starts moving to match your energy. Visualization builds resilience. When challenges arise, seeing your success mentally reminds you why you started and motivates you to keep moving. It strengthens your conviction and allows you to face setbacks without losing sight of the bigger picture. When you visualize success, you create a roadmap for your actions. Each step you take is guided by a clear mental image of where you want to go. Decisions become easier, priorities become clearer, and your energy is focused on progress instead of distractions. The practice of seeing yourself succeed transforms your mindset. You start to embody the confidence, discipline, and determination of someone who has already achieved their goals. Your vision becomes a self-fulfilling prophecy as your belief drives action, and action brings results. You don't have to make a giant leap today to achieve greatness. So many people think success comes from massive, immediate action, but real progress is built on small, consistent steps. Every tiny action compounds over time, and those small wins add up to something huge. Start with what's right in front of you. It might be a task, a habit, or a decision that seems insignificant, but taking action today sets the stage for tomorrow. Small victories give you proof that you're capable, and proof fuels belief, belief fuels action, and action leads to momentum. Momentum is everything. Once you start winning small, you start building confidence in your abilities. You begin to see that progress isn't about luck, it's about consistent, deliberate effort. Every small success becomes evidence that you're moving in the right direction, and that energy is contagious. Big achievements are rarely sudden. They're the result of a series of small choices made consistently over time. The person who reaches the top didn't do it all at once. They did it one step at a time, even when the steps seemed too small to matter. Those who understand this secret rarely quit because they recognize the power of incremental progress. Small wins also teach you lessons. Each step forward reveals what works, what doesn't, and how to adjust. Failure is less intimidating when you're already winning in small ways because you have proof that you can recover, learn, and keep moving. Each success, no matter the size, builds resilience and wisdom. The key is to focus on consistency over intensity. It's not about making giant leaps that burn you out. It's about taking daily action that compounds over time. These small steps, repeated faithfully, create a foundation so solid that when bigger opportunities appear, you're ready to handle them. Starting small doesn't mean thinking small. It means planting seeds today for the harvest you want tomorrow. Each small win builds confidence, clarity, and momentum. And before you know it, those tiny steps become the path to something extraordinary. The people you spend the most time with have a huge influence on your mindset and your success. If you're surrounded by negativity, doubt, or constant criticism, it becomes nearly impossible to believe in yourself. Energy is contagious, and if you're absorbing fear and pessimism, it will slowly take root in your own mind. You need people who see potential in you, even when you can't see it yourself. Believers push you forward, hold you accountable, and remind you of your capabilities when you forget. Their faith in you becomes a mirror that reflects the best version of yourself, helping you stay on track when the road gets tough. Surrounding yourself with the right people doesn't just lift your spirit, it also challenges you to rise to a higher standard. When you're around those who dream big, act boldly, and refuse to settle, their energy rubs off on you. You begin to raise your own expectations and step into a level of belief you never thought possible. Negative influences can be subtle, and often the people closest to us unintentionally hold us back. That's why it's critical to evaluate your circle and make intentional choices about who you allow into your inner life. Distance yourself from energy that drains your confidence and replace it with those who fuel your growth. Believers are not just cheerleaders, they are mirrors and mentors. They celebrate your wins, but they also give honest feedback, push you past excuses, and challenge you to see your potential more clearly. Their encouragement becomes a powerful tool in your journey of self-belief. Sometimes, surrounding yourself with believers requires tough decisions. You might have to let go of people you love or admire because their energy no longer aligns with your vision. It's uncomfortable, but growth demands that you protect your mindset and your ambition from influences that don't support your journey. When you intentionally surround yourself with believers, you create an environment that reinforces your confidence and belief in yourself. Their energy motivates action, their faith strengthens resolve, and their perspective expands what you believe is possible. You start realizing that your environment is a reflection of your mindset, and you can choose to elevate it every single day. Failure is not your enemy, it's a teacher, and one of the most effective ones you'll ever encounter. Every time you stumble, every time you fall short of your goal, you're being given a lesson in what doesn't work and how to adjust. The moment you stop fearing failure is the moment you start learning from it. Many people treat failure like a permanent mark against them, but in reality, it's just feedback. The world doesn't define you by your mistakes. It's how you respond to them that shapes your story. Each setback is a chance to analyze improve, and grow stronger. Failure tests your resilience and your commitment to your goals. It separates those who give up from those who push through. The pain of failing is temporary, but the lessons and experience it provides can last a lifetime. Every failure is a stepping stone to something bigger if you're willing to take it. The key is to extract the lesson from every failure. Don't dwell on what went wrong or who's to blame. Focus on what you can learn and how to apply it next time. That mindset transforms failure from a threat into a tool for growth and self-discovery. Failure is a test of your belief in yourself. When you experience setbacks, the easy choice is to doubt yourself, to retreat, or to give up. But the people who succeed see failure as proof that they're pushing boundaries and trying things that matter. They trust themselves enough to keep going despite temporary defeat. Every failure carries a hidden opportunity. It shows you gaps in your knowledge, weaknesses in your approach, and areas where you can improve. If you're willing to study your failures, you gain insight that no success alone could ever provide. That insight is what prepares you for your next victory. Learning from failure also builds confidence over time. The more you fail and rise again, the more proof you give yourself that you are capable. Your resilience becomes undeniable, and your belief in yourself grows stronger with each setback you overcome. Believing in yourself means being willing to step into the unknown, even when it's uncomfortable. Risk is a part of growth, and every success story involves moments where someone chose to move forward despite uncertainty. You can't achieve greatness while staying in your comfort zone. Risk doesn't always mean reckless action. Sometimes it's a calculated decision based on knowledge and preparation, but even then, you have to accept that outcomes are not guaranteed. There's always a chance of failure, and the people who succeed are the ones who are willing to embrace that possibility. Taking risks forces you to trust yourself and your abilities. When you step into uncertainty, you're saying, "I believe I can handle whatever comes my way." That self-trust is a critical ingredient in building confidence and momentum toward your goals. Sometimes risk means moving before you feel fully ready. You may not have all the tools, resources, or answers, but waiting for perfect conditions often means waiting forever. Action creates clarity, and clarity makes success more attainable than hesitation ever will. Risk teaches courage in ways comfort never can. Every time you take a chance and face the possibility of failure, you learn about your resilience, your creativity, and your ability to adapt. Those lessons build a foundation that makes you stronger for the next challenge. The people who achieve extraordinary things are often those willing to take risks that scare others. They understand that the greatest rewards lie on the other side of fear and uncertainty, and they refuse to let the fear of what might go wrong stop them from trying. Taking risks repeatedly also trains your mind to see opportunity rather than danger. Each risk you take and each step forward strengthens your belief in yourself, proving that you can handle the unknown and that you dare to move toward your dreams. The words you say to yourself matter more than anything else. Every thought you repeat, every phrase you tell yourself becomes a seed that grows into reality. Negative self-talk is deadly because it quietly erodes your confidence and makes you question your abilities. If you want to believe in yourself, you have to start speaking life, not doubt. Stop saying things like, "I can't," "I'm not ready," or "I'll never make it." Those words become chains that hold you back. Instead, start affirming your abilities, your potential, and your worth. When you say, "I can," "I will," and I am capable, you're training your mind to focus on possibility instead of fear. Speaking life over yourself also changes the way others perceive you. Confidence is magnetic, and the way you talk about yourself influences the way people respond to you. If you speak belief, energy, and possibility, you draw opportunities and supporters toward you. Your words set the tone for your reality. Affirmations are not magic, they're practice. Saying positive things to yourself consistently rewires your thought patterns. Your brain starts to notice possibilities, solutions, and strengths that were invisible before. Every time you speak life, you reinforce the truth that you are capable, strong, and worthy of success. It's easy to fall into the trap of self-criticism, especially when mistakes happen or progress is slow. But speaking life means consciously redirecting those moments into empowerment. Instead of saying, "I failed," say, "I am learning and I am growing." That subtle shift changes everything about how you approach challenges. The more you speak life over yourself, the more resilient you become. Challenges that once seemed intimidating become opportunities to prove your strength. Your belief in yourself becomes louder than the doubts and fears that try to creep in. Each positive word reinforces your courage, discipline, and confidence. Speaking life over yourself is an ongoing practice. It requires daily commitment, even on the hard days. The moment you stop nurturing your inner dialogue is the moment doubt begins to creep back in. By consciously choosing words that empower, you continually strengthen the foundation of self-belief. Too many people carry their past mistakes, failures, and regrets like a backpack full of rocks. They let it weigh them down and dictate their self-worth. But your past is just a chapter in your story, not the whole book. Believing in yourself means understanding that yesterday does not control today. Every experience you've had, good or bad, is a lesson. Even failures and heartbreaks carry wisdom that prepares you for the next stage of your journey. If you let the past define you, you rob yourself of the chance to grow, to evolve, and to become stronger than you were before. People often think they are stuck because of their history. They say, "I've failed too many times," or "I've messed up too badly." That's a lie. What matters is not where you've been, but where you're going. Your potential is not limited by mistakes you've made. It's defined by your willingness to keep moving forward. Letting go of your past also requires forgiveness of yourself and sometimes of others. Holding on to resentment, guilt, or shame only keeps you chained. Once you release those burdens, you free mental space to focus on your growth, your goals, and the life you're capable of creating. Your past is valuable only when it teaches you, not when it traps you. Each misstep, each failure, each disappointment can be used as fuel to drive you forward. The stronger your understanding of the lessons, the more equipped you are to face future challenges with confidence and resilience. Believing in yourself means focusing on what you can control, your actions today, your mindset now, and your decisions moving forward. The past is a teacher, not a jailer. You decide whether it will be a source of strength or a source of limitation. When you stop letting your past define you, you begin to see possibilities that were invisible before. You reclaim your power, your energy, and your vision for the future. You understand that who you are today is not a reflection of yesterday, but a product of your choices, your resilience, and your determination. Believing in yourself isn't just about motivation. It's about showing up every single day, even when you don't feel like it. Consistency separates those who dream from those who achieve. Talent and ideas are important, but without repeated action, they mean nothing. Every small effort, done repeatedly over time, compounds into results you can't ignore. The person who practices daily, who shows up consistently, builds momentum that carries them past obstacles, doubts, and setbacks. Consistency is the engine that turns belief into reality. It's not always glamorous or exciting. Many days will feel ordinary or even tedious. You might not see immediate results, and progress can feel slow. But the person who persists day after day is the one who eventually reaches their goals. That's why champions are made quietly, long before anyone notices. Consistency also builds confidence. When you see yourself showing up regularly and honoring your commitments, you begin to trust yourself. You prove that you are capable of follow through, and that self-trust becomes a foundation for bigger risks and bolder actions. The challenge is that consistency requires discipline. Motivation comes and goes, but discipline keeps you moving forward when you don't feel like it. The small, consistent actions that feel repetitive today are the ones that create breakthroughs tomorrow. Consistency also creates habits, and habits shape your identity. When you consistently act like the person you want to become, your mind, your body, and your actions align with that vision. You start to embody the very qualities you're striving for long before you see external results. Consistency is proof of your belief in yourself. Every day you show up, every effort you make, and every challenge you face becomes evidence that you trust your own ability to grow, to improve, and to achieve. One of the most overlooked keys to believing in yourself is recognizing progress, no matter how small. Many people wait for a big, monumental achievement to feel proud, but that mindset keeps you chasing a moving target. Small wins are proof that you are capable, and they deserve to be celebrated. Every step forward, no matter how tiny, is evidence that your actions are working. Completing a task, taking a risk, learning a new skill. These are victories that show your growth. When you acknowledge them, you reinforce your belief in your ability to succeed. Celebrating small wins also builds momentum. Each little success creates energy and excitement that propels you to take the next step. It's like lighting one candle after another. Soon, the room is bright and the path forward becomes clear. Small wins teach gratitude and perspective. Instead of focusing on how far you have to go, you recognize how far you've come. This mindset shift keeps you motivated and prevents burnout because you start to see that progress is happening even when it feels slow. Acknowledging small wins also strengthens resilience. Life will throw setbacks, disappointments, and failures your way. But when you've built a habit of celebrating victories, you have proof that you are capable of overcoming challenges. That proof fuels perseverance when the road gets tough. The habit of celebrating progress also trains your mind to look for opportunities instead of problems. You start noticing the ways you are growing, learning, and improving every day. That awareness builds confidence and reinforces the belief that you can handle bigger challenges. When you consistently celebrate small wins, you create a cycle of positivity and momentum. Each acknowledgement strengthens your belief in yourself, keeps your energy high, and reminds you that success is a journey built step by step. Believing in yourself doesn't mean becoming arrogant or satisfied with what you've achieved. True confidence comes with hunger, the relentless drive to improve, grow, and reach higher. The moment you think you've arrived is the moment progress stops, and that's when complacency takes over. Hunger fuels ambition, discipline, and perseverance. It keeps you moving even when the path is hard and the odds seem stacked against you. Without hunger, you settle for less than your potential, and you rob the world of what only you can contribute. At the same time, humility is essential. Recognize that no matter how far you go, there is always more to learn. Listening, observing, and valuing the input of others keeps your mind open and your growth continuous. Humility protects you from arrogance and the blind spots that come with overconfidence. Staying hungry and humble simultaneously creates balance. Hunger pushes you forward, demanding action and progress. Humility keeps you grounded, preventing ego from clouding judgment or relationships. Together, they make you unstoppable while remaining relatable, teachable, and resilient. Hunger helps you overcome obstacles. When the path gets difficult, your desire for growth and success becomes the fuel that keeps you going. Humility, on the other hand, allows you to adapt, learn from mistakes, and adjust strategies without letting pride interfere. The combination of hunger and humility creates respect. People admire those who are driven yet approachable, confident yet grounded. It draws mentors, supporters, and opportunities toward you because energy paired with character is magnetic. When you stay hungry and humble, you continually push boundaries while staying aware of your limits and the lessons around you. Your belief in yourself grows not from ego, but from the consistent effort to improve, learn, and achieve. Believing in yourself means understanding that action beats hesitation every single time. Dreams and plans are worthless if they sit in your head waiting for a perfect moment. The perfect moment rarely comes, and waiting only delays your potential. You have to move now. Procrastination is the enemy of progress. It tells you that you'll start tomorrow, next week, or when conditions are ideal. But life doesn't pause for your comfort. Every day you wait is an opportunity lost, and every action you delay slows your growth and diminishes your belief in yourself. Action creates clarity. The more you do, the more you learn about what works, what doesn't, and what you're truly capable of. Movement, even imperfect movement, teaches lessons that thinking and planning alone never will. Progress is born in the doing, not in the waiting. Fear often convinces you to delay. You hesitate because you're afraid of failure, rejection, or judgment. But every person who has achieved anything meaningful has acted despite fear. Courage is moving forward when you're scared, and action proves to yourself that fear cannot control your destiny. Acting now also builds momentum. The first step, no matter how small, sparks energy, confidence, and motivation. Once you start, the next steps become easier, decisions become clearer, and your belief in your own abilities grows stronger with each forward motion. Waiting for the right time is just another form of self-doubt. The difference between those who succeed and those who don't is that successful people act before conditions are perfect. They understand that momentum, experience, and opportunity are forged in motion, not in preparation alone. When you commit to acting now, you shift your mindset from passive hope to active creation. You take ownership of your life, your goals, and your success. Every action becomes proof that you trust yourself, that you believe in your potential, and that you are ready to turn your dreams into reality.